Your pain has a purpose. There are moments in life when pain arrives quietly, not with thunder strikes, not with warnings, just a slow, heavy feeling that something inside you has changed. A relationship ends. A dream collapses. A trusted friend disappears. Or life simply refuses to go the way you planned. And suddenly, the person you used to be feels far away. No one prepares you for this part. The part where you're strong for everyone else, but silently breaking when you're alone. The nights you cried yourself to sleep. The mornings you woke up pretending you're okay. The moments you gave your best, and it still wasn't enough. The battles you fought where no one could see wounds. You held it together in public, but in secret, you were falling apart. Pain has a strange way of doing that, and the truth is you got tired. Tired of being strong. Tired of pretending. Tired of carrying pain you never deserved. It interrupts your normal life and forces you into a place you never planned to visit. A place of uncertainty. A place of silence. A place where you start overthinking everything, replaying conversations, blaming yourself. You begin to wonder, was I not enough? Why me? What did I do wrong? Will things ever get better? If we are honest, pain can feel incredibly unfair. Because sometimes it comes when you were doing your best. Sometimes it arrives when you were already tired. Sometimes it shows up when all you wanted was peace. There were days you smiled not because you were happy, but because you didn't want anyone asking questions. Explaining is sometimes heavier than the pain itself, so you stayed quiet, and in that silence, you started questioning everything. Your worth. Your purpose. Your place in this world. You look around and it seemed like everyone else was moving forward, while you felt stuck. Stuck in memories. Stuck in emotions. Stuck in a version of yourself you didn't even recognize anymore. And maybe, just maybe, you started to believe that this pain was here to break you, that this is the end of something, not the beginning. What if this pain isn't here to destroy you? What if you have been looking at it the wrong way? What if it's here to reveal you? Pain, though painful, is rarely meaningless. It always has ways of stripping everything down. It isolates you even in a crowded room. It removes fake smiles, shallow connections, and versions of you that were built just to please others. Pain forces you to see clearly, and clarity is not comfortable. It shows you what you've been avoiding, what you've been tolerating, what you've been settling for. But then again, it shows you something else. Your strength. Not the loud one. Not the kind people clap for. The kind that gets you out of bed, even when your heart feels heavy. The kind that keeps you going when everything inside you wants to give up. Here's what most people won't tell you. Comfort doesn't build strength. Ease doesn't create depth, and a life without pain rarely creates someone powerful. Pain does. Pain teaches you what to value. It reaches who matters. It teaches you how strong you are and can be, then slowly, without realizing it, it starts changing you. You become more aware, more intentional, more real. You stop chasing things that don't matter. You stop begging for attention. You stop shrinking yourself just to fit into spaces you have outgrown. One day, the pain you once hated becomes the reason you grew, the reason you evolved, the reason you became someone you can finally respect. So no, your pain isn't pointless. It isn't random. It isn't wasted. It is shaping you. It is preparing you. So don't run from it. Don't numb it. Don't bury it. Don't ignore it. Face it. Learn from it. Use it. In fact, some of the strongest, wisest, and most compassionate people in the world were shaped by seasons of pain they never asked for. Pain can be a teacher. A very strict teacher. But a teacher nonetheless. Think about it. Many of the lessons that truly change our lives do not come during easy seasons. They come during the storms. When things fall apart. When expectations crumble. When the life you imagine no longer exists. Those are the moments when something deeper begins to happen within you. Pain strips away illusions. It reveals who truly cares. It exposes habits that were quietly destroying you. It forces you to slow down and confront parts of yourself you had ignored for years. And though it hurts, that process can become the beginning of transformation. Consider the story of a man who lost his job after working faithfully for over a decade. At first, he felt humiliated. He felt abandoned. For weeks, he woke up every morning with anxiety pressing against his chest. But something unexpected happened during that difficult season. Without the routine that had defined his life for years, he began reflecting deeply. He realized he had spent years building a career that drained his spirit. He had ignored his passion, ignored his family, ignored his health. Losing the job felt like the worst thing that had ever happened to him. But years later, he would look back and say something surprising. That painful moment saved my life. Because the pain forced him to rebuild his life intentionally. He started a small business. He reconnected with his children. He became healthier than he had ever been. Pain had pushed him toward a better version of himself. This is one of life's strange truths. Pain often pushes us in directions comfort never would. Comfort keeps us still. Comfort keeps us safe. Comfort allows us to ignore problems for years. But pain demands attention. Pain refuses to be ignored. Pain forces growth. Think about a seed planted in the ground. Before that seed becomes a tree, it must first break apart. The shell that once protected it must crack open. From the outside, it looks like destruction. But inside the seed, life is beginning. Growth requires that breaking. And sometimes our lives follow the same pattern. The version of you that exists today may not be strong enough for the life you are meant to live tomorrow. So life applies pressure. Pressure through disappointment. Pressure through loss. Pressure through uncertainty. Not to destroy you, but to transform you. Some of the greatest strengths people develop are born directly from painful experiences. Empathy, resilience, wisdom, patience, compassion. These qualities rarely grow in a life that has never faced difficulty. A person who has never been hurt may struggle to understand someone else's pain. But a person who has walked through deep sorrow often becomes a light for others still lost in darkness. Their pain becomes a bridge that allows them to say to someone suffering, "I understand." And sometimes, those words can save a life. Pain also has a way of revealing what truly matters. In busy seasons, we often chase things that appear important but have little real value. Status, approval, comparison. But pain has a way of stripping those illusions away. When life becomes difficult, the things that truly matter become clear. Love, health, peace of mind, authentic relationships, purpose. Suddenly, you realize how much time was spent chasing things that never truly satisfied your soul. Pain can be painful, but it can also be clarifying. And then there is another hidden purpose pain often carries. It builds endurance. Endurance is not something we are born with. It is something developed through challenges, through obstacles, through moments when quitting seems easier than continuing. Every time you survive a difficult season, something inside you becomes stronger. You begin to trust yourself more. You realize that the thing you thought would break you did not. You learn that you are more capable than you once believed. And that realization changes how you approach the future, because you now have evidence that you can survive them. Pain also has a way of awakening purpose. Many people discover their life mission through the very pain they experienced. Someone who battled depression becomes passionate about helping others find hope. Someone who grew up in poverty becomes committed to creating opportunities for struggling communities. Someone who survived heartbreak learns how to guide others toward emotional healing. Their wounds become wisdom. Their scars become stories. Their pain becomes purpose. And that purpose can impact countless lives. But there is an important truth that must be understood. Pain does not automatically produce growth. Some people allow pain to make them bitter. Some allow it close their hearts, while some allow it convince them that life is meaningless. Yet, others choose something different. They choose to learn from it. They choose to grow through it. They choose to transform their pain into power. And that choice is everything. Pain is not always something we can control, but what we do with it is always a choice. You can let it define you. You can let it develop you. You can allow it destroy your hope. Or you can allow it deepen your understanding of life. Every painful experience carries a hidden question. Will this break you, or will this build you? The answer often depends on how you respond to the experience. Some people discover that their darkest season becomes the birthplace of their strongest self. The pain they once wished to escape becomes the story that empowers others. And one day they realize something remarkable. The experience they once begged life to remove was the experience that prepared them for the life they were meant to live. So if you are walking through pain right now, if life feels heavy, if the future feels uncertain, remember this. Your pain may not make sense today, but meaning often appears later. Growth is often invisible while it is happening. Transformation is often uncomfortable, but the same fire that melts metal also refines gold. And the challenges you are facing today may be shaping a stronger, wiser, more compassionate version of you. Your pain is not the end of your story. It may actually be the beginning of your purpose. Because sometimes, the very thing that tried to break you becomes the force that builds the life you were meant to live. This version of you is powerful. You didn't break. You bent. You struggled. You cried. And you're still here. If you're going through pain right now, don't rush the process. You're being planted. You won't just survive this. You'll become proof that pain has a purpose. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more inspiring and life-changing stories. Like, share, and follow.